Number 10. Sea Shadow. The 164-foot experimental stealth ship known as the Sea Shadow IX-529 was built by Lockheed Martin for the U.S. Navy in 1984. It was created to test high-stability hull configurations that have been used in certain oceanographic ships and to determine how a low radar profile could be achieved. The Navy also used the ship to examine stealth technology applications on naval vessels and to test the use of automation, so at some point, its crew size could be reduced. The Sea Shadow was initially kept a secret by the military, and it didn't make a public debut until 1993. The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, mostly known as DARPA, assisted Lockheed Martin in building the Sea Shadow. It was developed in Redwood City, California at Lockheed's facility inside the Hughes mining barge, which served as a floating dry dock during the construction and testing phases. With a small waterplane area twin hull or swath design, the Sea Shadow had twin hulls below the water, each with its own propeller, inboard hydrofoil, and aft stabilizer. The section of the ship that was above water was connected to the hulls with two angled struts. The vessel's design allowed it to remain remarkably stable in rough, choppy water, and it could withstand waves that were upwards of 18 feet high. The shape of the ship's superstructure was often compared to the casemate of the CSS Virginia of the American Civil War. Number 9. MQ9 Reaper Drone. Technology is advancing to the point where military aircraft no longer require an internal crew to operate. Take, for example, the MQ9 Reaper drone that was developed by General Atomics Aeronautical Systems, Inc. for the United States Air Force in 2007. It's only 36 feet long and has a wingspan of 66 feet, but what it lacks in size, it makes up for in its armament. Known as the first hunter-killer unmanned aerial vehicle designed for high-altitude, long-endurance surveillance, the MQ9 Reaper is much heavier, larger, and more capable than the earlier MQ-1 Predator model that could also be controlled from the same ground systems. The Reaper is fitted with a 950 shaft horsepower turboprop engine, which gives the aerial vehicle immense power. This allows the MQ-9 to carry out 15 times more aircraft ordnance payload and gives it the ability to cruise at roughly 3 times the speed of the earlier MQ-1. The MQ-9 Reaper drone's baseline system carries the MTS-B, or Multispectral Targeting System, which is a vigorous suite of visual sensors for targeting. The MTS-B includes a monochrome daylight TV camera, an infrared sensor, a laser designator, a shortwave infrared camera, and a laser illuminator. And amazingly, the full-motion video collected from each imaging sensor can be easily viewed as separate or fused video streams. The Reaper also carries a variety of deadly weapons, including the AGM-114 Hellfire II air-to-ground missiles, the GBU-12 Paveway II laser-guided bomb, the GBU-38 Joint Direct Attack munition, and the AIM-9 Sidewinder. These weapons can be deployed by the aerial vehicle's crew, which operates remotely. It would almost be like playing a video game with real physical consequences. Number 8. Phaser Rifle. The Personnel Halting and Stimulation Response Rifle, or Phaser Rifle for short, is a laser dazzler prototype that's non-lethal. It was developed in 2005 by the Air Force Research Laboratory's Directed Energy Directorate, which is headed by the U.S. Department of Defense. Its original purpose was to temporarily blind and disorient a target. However, blinding laser weapons were banned in 1995 under the UN Protocol on Blinding Laser Weapons, which the U.S. agreed to on January 21, 2009. The phaser rifle isn't prohibited under this regulation though, because it's only classified as a low-intensity laser. This is due to the fact that the rifle's blinding effect is only intended to be temporary, not permanent. The phaser uses 2-wavelength laser and was tested at the Kirtland Air Force Base in New Mexico. The non-lethal weapon's name is likely derived from the fictional phaser from the Star Trek franchise, which is depicted as a portable directed energy weapon. Number 7. Rapid Ranger. At the 2022 Defense Exposition in Malaysia, The Rapid Ranger, which is an air defense missile system that's currently in service with the Malaysian Army, was shown off to the public by the West Star Company. The Rapid Ranger is mounted to a Spanish-made URO VAMTAC tactical vehicle, and its turret weapon system consists of optics as well as 4 ready-to-launch missile containers that are capable of firing the Starstreak projectile. The Starstreak is a man-portable, short-range air defense missile that was manufactured by the Thales Group in the UK in order to provide aerial defense against potential threats, including attack helicopters and fixed-wing fighter aircraft. The Rapid Ranger's main components are its human-machine interface, or HMI, and a servo-driven turret. The turret supports 2 missile panniers and houses the Stabilized Sight Head, or SSH for short. The SSH is comprised of thermal and daylight imaging cameras, a laser guidance unit, and an automatic target tracker. The Rapid Ranger is also designed to include an essential 360-degree surveillance sensor, providing it with a completely autonomous operation system. The Rapid Ranger weapon station weighs less than 1,000 pounds and has a range detection of over 9 miles. It also has a target-to-kill range of nearly 4.5 miles. Number 6. Fury. The precision-guided, lightweight glide weapon called the Fury was developed by the Thales Group in association with Textron Systems weapon and sensor systems. It's intended for use by small-scale unmanned aerial vehicles, light attack, intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance aircraft, and Class 4 unmanned aircraft systems. The Fury was revealed for the first time on board a Beechcraft AT-6 during the Farnborough International Air Show in the UK that was held in July of 2014. The weapon's development was officially concluded almost 3 years later in May 2017. The common interface of the Fury's munition allows for rapid integration onto a range of unmanned and manned aircraft systems. As a platform-agnostic weapon, the Fury can be fitted onto an aircraft through a multi-carriage launcher or a single pylon mount. The Fury's lightweight platform also allows the aircraft to carry several weapons in place of one larger weapon, increasing its capability to hit multiple targets. By creating lower drag, the Fury causes nominal impact operation-wise to the performance characteristics of the aerial vehicle, including endurance, range, and speed. The weapon's munition provides off-axis striking capabilities to both unmanned and manned aircraft. The compact weapon has a diameter of 3 inches, a length of 26 inches, and a gross weight of around 3 pounds. The Fury carries a pre-fragmented blast warhead and a dual-effect shaped charge. The warhead facilitates the engagement of moving and static targets, such as light armored vehicles, small ships, and personnel from a maximum range of over 13,000 feet when launched from an altitude of nearly 10,000 feet. If you could design a powerful military weapon, what would it be and what would you name it? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. Number 5. Poseidon. The Poseidon, a nuclear-armed unmanned underwater vehicle, or UUV, was first revealed to the public in November of 2015. This was when broad details of the Russian weapon became available after images were taken of Poseidon's program schematics during a Ministry of Defense meeting. It was initially known as the Oceanic Multipurpose System Status 6, or just Status 6 for short, and it was characterized as a massive, fast, and autonomous nuclear-tipped torpedo. It's also been reported to have a speed of around 80 miles per hour. In 2018, it was renamed Poseidon by a public poll, and afterward, Putin and other high-ranking defense officials began to reveal more details about the system and its intended role. According to Russian President Putin, Poseidon is a multi-purpose UUV that's capable of carrying nuclear warheads. It's powered by a small nuclear reactor, giving it, in practical terms, an unlimited range. The Poseidon is also reportedly able to dive to depths of more than half a mile, rendering it safe from any existing manned submarines. Number 4. The 3M-22 Zircon. The ship-launched hypersonic anti-ship missile called the 3M-22 Zircon wasn't mentioned by Vladimir Putin in his address to the Federal Assembly in 2018. However, shortly afterward, details of the program were revealed to the public. The Zircon is believed to be a dual-capable system that's designed to hit high-value targets at sea and on land, like carrier air groups. The limited information available on the Zircon suggests that it's a hypersonic missile, but it's apparently at the low end of the hypersonic speed range. The highest announced speed for the missile was Mach 9, which is equivalent to around 6,900 miles per hour. The 3M22 Zircon was developed by the Maszynostrojenia NPO, which is an engineering and design bureau that's part of the Tactical Missiles Corporation Joint Stock Company. A solid fuel booster is used for the initial part of its flight, transporting the missile to a high altitude, possibly exoatmospheric, from the point of launch, where it then follows a semi-ballistic skip-glide trajectory to its target. And once the target is within the Zircon's range, a detachable warhead is supposedly used to destroy it, either with kinetic energy or with a warhead. So far, the anti-ship missile has only been tested in launches from the frigate known as the Admiral Gorshkov. It's been suggested that the Zircon will be further tested in the future from Yasen M-class nuclear-powered guided missile submarines. Number 3. 5th Generation Fighters. As of 2023, the most advanced fighters in operation are the 5th Generation Fighters, which include some of the most advanced technologies that have been deployed in the first part of the 21st century. These fighter jets are characterized by their superior stealth capabilities, agile airframes that have supercruise performance, low probability of intercept radar, or LPIR for short, highly integrated computer systems, and their cutting-edge avionics features. At the moment, the combat-ready 5th generation jet fighters are Lockheed Martin's F-22 Raptor, F-35 Lightning II, China's Chengdu J-20, and Russia's Sukhoi Su-57. All of these aircraft use commercial off-the-shelf main processors that directly control all of their sensors in order to form a firm view of the battle space with both networked and onboard sensors. The combination of stealthy sensors, airframes, and communications allows the 5th generation fighters to engage aircraft before those targets are even aware of their presence. Gary Michael Hostage III, a retired U.S. Air Force 4-star general, has suggested that these 5th generation fighters will be able to operate together in the future in what he called a combat cloud. Almost every nation in the world is now working on their own unique 5th generation fighter, so who knows what will be developed in the next couple of years. Number 2. AGM-181 LRSO. The AGM-181 LRSO, which is short for Long Range Standoff Weapon, is an air-launched nuclear-armed cruise missile that's currently under development by Raytheon Technologies. In August 2017, both Raytheon and Lockheed Martin received $900 million contracts from the U.S. Air Force and the Department of Defense to develop their own versions of the weapon. The AGM-181 will eventually replace the AGM-86 ALCM, an American-made subsonic air-launched cruise missile that was built by the Boeing Company and operated under U.S. Air Force. When finished, the AGM-181 will be carried on multiple aircraft, unlike the AGM-86. As of 2015, the goal of the LRSO program is to create a weapon that's capable of penetrating and surviving integrated air defense systems and that's able to prosecute strategic targets. The weapon will be required to reach Initial Operational Capability, or IOC, before the respective ALCM versions are retired around the year 2030. According to Defense News, the AGM-181 missiles are projected to have a range that could easily exceed 1,500 miles. Also, its nuclear warhead will reportedly be the W-80 Mod 4, which is a low to intermediate thermonuclear warhead that has a blast yield equivalent to about 150 kilotons of TNT. Number 1. Collins-class submarine. The Australian-built Collins-class submarines are diesel-electric subs that are operated by the Royal Australian Navy, or RAN. There are only 6 of these vessels in existence, and they were the first ever submarines that were created in Australia, prompting several improvements in the country's industry and delivering a sovereign maintenance or sustainment capability. The design for the Collins-class subs was revealed in mid-1987, but they weren't built until February of 1990. The 254-foot vessels are loaded with 6 21-inch bow torpedo tubes, and they carry 22 torpedoes, which is the standard payload. However, the 22 torpedoes can be replaced with 44 Stonefish Mark III mines. Every Collins-class submarine is equipped with 3 18-cylinder diesel engines called the Garden Island Hedemora HV VB210, which are each connected to a 440-volt, 1400-kilowatt Jumont Schneider generator. They can reach speeds of up to 12 miles per hour when surfaced, but when they're underwater, they can get up to 23 miles per hour. Where you live. Are you more afraid of an aerial strike from an enemy military or an attack from the sea via torpedoes from a submarine? Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.